And Sebastian will be the one leading this feature match off here for round number 7, going first. And you may remember his face, as also in this season he made top 4 at the Dutch National Championship.
Yeah.
But he is this time not on the Malice deck anymore that he used from there, but instead on the super newly supported LUNALIGHT strategy.
I was also going to mention the blast from the past here, because he has been successful in the Zodiac format with Chain Burn back in the day.
That is a real blast from the past.
There, yeah. So he's been around for quite some time. But now we normal summon Yellow Martin.
I really love how LUNALIGHT have been involved during the years, starting with a going second strategy, then adding dangers and Orcast to make a very strong field that could actually search Imperial Order back in the day.
Oh yeah, that is true. And I mean, when we talk about recent accomplishments, of course, we got to mention that LUNALIGHT in the past did have 2 YCS wins already. One, of course, with Rafael Neven playing more of a pure approach to the deck, a pure LUNALIGHT deck. But then also, of course, Johannes Obicht in YCS Ghent.
Who is from Berlin.
And he was using the Danger Orcust LUNALIGHT deck. There were a couple of dangers definitely still in there.
But see, who did Johannes Obicht beat in one of the remote YCS top 32s?
Don't tell me about that. It was top 16 even.
Oh, top 16.
Yeah.
He beat Basti.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Not with the LUNALIGHT deck anymore, but we are now into the Moonlight Perfume.
This does not look like the combo you necessarily want to play as Sebastian. I can't imagine that this is the 2-card combo you want to pop off with. Activates the Perfume from the...
And discards Nemesis Corridor. That's really also not a card you necessarily want to discard. Or are we using the effect, or what's happening here right now? What are we discarding the Corridor for? We were discarding it for the Perfume, so we're not using its effect, and we are searching for the Silver Hound.
Perfume is still one of the best cards of LUNALIGHT, which can actually reborn a monster from the graveyard and also banish it from the grave in order to discard 1 card and add 1 LUNALIGHT from the deck to your hand.
Indeed. Okay, and there is Droll and Lockbird now. We haven't seen this card that much this weekend, but it is a card that is problematic for the LUNALIGHT strategy, but it is also enabling the triple tactic talents in the hand of Sebastian, and he's having a little look there. Ooh.
Oh yeah, that's
Isn't it a no-brainer? Isn't it just Mitsurugi prayers every day? On the other hand, Sword RYZEAL with another Sword RYZEAL on the field can still do quite a lot of things. So.
I mean, Sword RYZEAL alone does the same thing, basically, right?
Yeah, true. You're right, for sure.
So I mean, in any case, you have to cut off one of the engines. As we have seen in the past, when 2 engines combine together, they're very dangerous. So.
Ooh, but he's not cutting off anything. He says infinite impermanence shall not cut off my own plays anymore for the rest of the turn. Feeling confident enough to still put something up, even though there is some good cards waiting in the hand of Matthew.
That is so cool that we're about to see a cut deck. Polymerization, the OG one, is being activated here. That's very, very nice.
But hold on, we're going to 0 cards in our hand. We have used every single card here. And as we saw, Matthew has some good cards waiting for Sebastian. But as long as Sebastian possibly can still make his way to the LUNALIGHT Liger Dancer, this might all be enough. But for the moment, this is of course the LUNALIGHT Perfume Dancer. Equally new though. Newly released, new fusion monster. Those new cards from Duelist Advance really helped out the LUNALIGHT deck massively.
The first effect doesn't help massively right now, because you can actually add 1 LUNALIGHT Perfume from your deck to your hand, which is of course under Droll and Lockbird prohibited.
That is indeed the case, but still we will be able now, of course, to... are we going to find it? That does look like Kaleido Chick that we're going to get now.
Kaleido Chick was the best starter for the deck back in the day. Normal summon, it can't even be reacted to with cards like Impermanence or Effect Veiler, because it sends a card from the deck for a cost.
I mean, you can actually use Impermanence on it, but...
you can.
Oh wait, I think everyone had that experience, right? Yeah. When the Yellow Martin was activated and an opponent activates the Infinite Impermanence on it preemptively, and you're like, yeah,
gotcha.
I'm still kind of doing this now.
But hey, thank you.
Yeah, indeed. Thanks for the information. Thanks for 1 card less in your hand. And that Kaleido Chick is now exactly doing what you were saying. It is 4 costs, sending 1 LUNALIGHT from the deck to the graveyard. And what even is the actual effect that is resolving then?
Oh, that is something funny. But it also has another effect, because I got destroyed by a Kaleido Chick in Tenpai. Because if you activate Gold Sarcophagus and you banish Kaleido Chick, I can't respond to anything in the battle phase anymore. I can't use effects then.
True.
So this card is multi-purpose.
Yeah. So it then becomes the name of this. So that's the cost, and now the actual effect, as it is now not negated, is that we now have double Perfume Dancer technically on the field because the Kaleido Chick just is named as Perfume Dancer right now.
Alright, but we also have Yellow Marten in the graveyard that can still be used. I think we haven't used the effect to summon itself back and bounce a card. Usually, back in the day, used in combination with LUNALIGHT Tiger, which is, I still think, oftentimes the case if you can access it.
Now Perfume Dancer just moving around the Kaleido Chick essentially, but it is summoned now into the far right zone. And we special summoned that Kaleido Chick once more, and we can use the effect of it again, of course, to send then afterwards another LUNALIGHT to the graveyard, and that is the Emerald Bird.
It's also one of the older cards, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Also a card that used to play when LUNALIGHT was mixed with Danger and Orcus.
But that's it. SP Little Knight and a Perfume Dancer against a Prayers and double RYZEAL Sword. Is that going to be enough?
Yeah, I'm just gonna guess that it might not be enough. This does not look like a field that can't be broken. You have no cards in hand as well. That was heavy commitment. Drone Lockbird really doing the job here, essentially hand looping your opponent and stopping them from doing a real field. When was the last time you saw someone start and then actually go -2 on the first turn?
Has been a while. I mean, almost uninterrupted, right, as well, because there was just the Drone Lockbird.
I mean,
Just
that's arguably one of the best cards you can have to stop combos like this.
Fair.
But just taking one card from your opponent's hand and just losing 5 cards in hand, convey it to 2 monsters that are not really interruptions. I mean, SP Little Knight is a bit of an interruption.
To be fair, though, the draw for turn was another Prayer, so he may have done a good call returning the impermanence.
Yeah, that's true.
But all right. Quickly reading over the Perfume Dancer again. And, I mean, it's not a quick effect, is it? I don't think... Like, it's literally just the SP Little Knight right there.
Yeah.
And I think Sebastian also just took... Oh, hold on. Oh, that's the Silverhound negate in the graveyard, of course. Let's never forget about the graveyard effect of Silverhound. That's, I think, why we ended on the Perfume Dancer, because we, of course, need... Do we need just any LUNALIGHT monster, or do we need a few? Yeah, we need a LUNALIGHT fusion monster.
Is Prayers activate not use? Oh wow, you can only activate one Prayers per turn. That is the point where Sebastian packs up his cards, knows what this is not going like I wanted. Well, second try here to full combo. It really looked odd that the combo just ended on 0 cards in hand, but also normal summoning Yellow Marten and then activating Perfume can't be the way to go. This can't be the combo that you want. We see 1 trap card in hand, which is also not always ideal. I could assume that the deck still runs the Foolish Burial Good package.
Yes,
and this is...
Ooh, but that is as good as a start as you could imagine. Starting off here with Fire Formation, tanky, grabbing.
Is it as good? Because I think you would rather want to hard draw your cards.
Okay.
That you could add there.
I mean, that Droll Lockbird would be in the graveyard already by now, right? If it would be there.
You can just read the card before you do something. I mean,
that would be a suspense, really. I would feel bad if that happens to Sebastian now. Like waiting, and then the Droll Lockbird. Oh, he's picking up his hand. There is Droll Lockbird again. You gotta be kidding me. Back-to-back games of Droll Lockbird.
But I mean, Fractal sounds like you're trying to play around it, right?
So there is 2 options with Fractal in the LUNALIGHT deck. One, of course, is access Tribal Brigades and go to Link Live, and the other is you can also send any Beast Warrior into the graveyard, like Hound.
There we have another Renegade already set up, but is this the end of the turn already? Or does the deck have more? Do you have more to play with here? Can you extend through a Droll and Lockbird? Gold Leo is being special summoned from the deck. I assume that is also part of the Silverhound effect.
And now the normal summon
Yes.
of the Kaleido Chick. And I think I spotted the oldest of bricks in the opening hand of Matthew. I think I spotted the Psy-Frame driver in there. And I don't think he likes that card in his hand.
I want to mention that there is not a lot of people playing Psy-Frame Driver at the moment, and we have both players who've played it so far on stream have had it in hand.
Absolutely, that
I
is
mean,
true.
it's the curse of the driver, I guess.
Yeah. Cursed.
Now we get LUNALIGHT Wolf into the hand, explaining it. Matthew not super familiar with the LUNALIGHT deck. And that is one of those decks that can really catch you off guard, to be fair. When you're not prepared for LUNALIGHT and all of a sudden you're faced with all of that, then it might turn out to be a problem. But to be fair, Matthew came prepared just alone by the fact that he has Droll Lockbird in his main deck, to be honest.
And the rest of the hand, if you take away the driver, of course, still also does not look that bad, because there is X and more engines. So if there is a field that leaves something to be desired, I think Matthew might be able to break
And
it.
now we use the pendulum scale effect of LUNALIGHT Wolf to perform a fusion summon into the Perfume Dancer again. Will it make the Kaleido Chick dance again? It danced last game there from zone to zone, but are we inviting it to a formal dance once more?
How much did that do, though?
Not particularly much, but look at it. I think it's time to dance once more.
Also, I can tell you that in this game, we're not going to see an SP Little Knight on the
to the
end field.
hand. Oh, this time it danced right into the same zone again. That wasn't as exciting as the last one, to be honest.
Yeah, but with a different pose.
Yeah.
But
Indeed.
The thing is, you're now locked into LUNALIGHT extra deck monsters because of the Silverhound effect. Special summoning the Gold Leo there. I like the name of LUNALIGHT Gold Leo, I gotta be frank with you.
Absolutely not biased, yeah.
Why, Leo?
Okay, we put the Wolf back into the hand. We bring back the Martin. Oh, but Leo, as you said, the fact that we are only able to special summon LUNALIGHT monsters now is not something Sebastian will be particularly excited about. I think the plan really has to be to get to... Oh, hold on though, Leo. We are going for Dugaris here, so...
Okay.
Maybe...
That is, maybe I misread something.
I mean, the Silverhound was only used for the fusion summon, wasn't it? Did it even use its own effect?
I mean, it says if this card is sent to the GUI by a card effect, you can special summon one LUNALIGHT monster from your deck. But you cannot special summon from the extra deck except LUNALIGHT monsters while you control that face-up monster. Reading the card explains the card.
As per usual. So Dugaris now. You would think usually that Dugaris is used for its effect to draw 2 cards and then discard a card afterwards. Here, of course, that's not possible with the Droll and Lockbird resolved, and therefore we're trying to probably just summon back from the graveyard. Now we're sending Leo Dancer to the graveyard. Okay, a party of Leos. I see how it is.
Yeah, why am I not playing this deck?
And now the fusion summon, though. Going back in. Oh, wait, no, it's not a fusion summon. We go for SP Little Knight instead.
Which we are actually seeing on the end field, probably, of this deck. It's been a staple ever since it came out in Argov.
Okay, Wolf again.
For another fusion summon.
Okay, that looks like a lot of monsters we're using. So is this finally time for why this deck is so strong for the big new boss monster? Indeed it is. LUNALIGHT Liger Dancer. Dancing onto the field. It's really all about dancing with this deck, right?
Yeah.
Coming to this event, would you consider yourself being prepared against LUNALIGHT? Bringing in, for example, Kaijus?
We saw Kaijus early on. We saw the Vanquish Soul players came prepared with having Dogorans in their main deck, at least a decent amount of them. Overall, though, I feel like people might be a little under-prepared for this matchup.
If they have it, they have it. That's one of my lazy deck building approaches that I love to do. That way I don't want to think about problematic cards for me anymore.
Yeah.
I think we picked up another Droll and Lockbird on the side of Matthew. That's perhaps not the greatest top deck you could have. But now we're going to start things off. This looks like an X motion, exactly.
Of course it is. RYZEAL not really able to deal with the Liger Dancer, though. Because the Liger Dancer, we were saying it is the new boss monster, but let's explain why it is, because that card is just completely unaffected by card effects except for LUNALIGHT cards.
And now the Valen was activated to destroy the Black Goat Loves. Black Goat Loves is laughing at that attempt and is negating X in the process immediately. But 1 X on the field is enough to get access to your RYZEAL Sword Special Summon. Gets to search for another light Pyro.
And that should probably be the best normal summon that this RYZEAL deck has to offer, which obviously is the Ice RYZEAL. So I think dealing with the Aspirated Knight now seems to be somewhat easy, but how do we deal with the Liger Dancer? How does the RYZEAL MITSURUGI deck do it even? Because I think there is not that many ways to overcome a 3,800 attack point monster that is completely unaffected.
Some people have been playing Underworld Goddess.
Okay.
Not really an option after you summoned X or Sword.
Indeed.
So
what is even left then? I'm struggling to find anything, to be honest.
A very cool play that Seb could do is chain SP2 with the X and then chain Goat in order to also remove X from the field, and so Sword could not special summon himself from the hand.
Oh yeah, that's true, but I think you don't even care necessarily, right? King of the Feral Imps is here. This might be the first bait for the Liger Dancer. But I mean, if you have this powerful monster on the field, do you even care if your opponent starts comboing?
I think you just wait for an actual threat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just not really that scary. And still, like, in the action, like, I'm trying to still find out a solution on how to deal with that Liger Dancer, because it's just sitting there so pretty in the middle of Sebastian's field, and I think he's kind of just chilling on it, and he's kind of thinking, find a solution yourself, it's not that easy.
The thing is that you might be afraid of your opponent getting access to Wuzu.
Ooh, Wuzu is more common though in those pure Mitsurugi decks. Yeah. Let's actually see. Matthew was not able to find space for that card in his deck overall. But now, of course, Habakiri is there bringing out the Saji. And Saji now, in the process, will also search for another Mitsurugi spell card, which should turn out to be Mitsurugi Ritual. Yes, the Ritual, of course.
I love that Habakiri is not only a starter that gets you access to your Mitsurugi Ritual, but also sometimes works as an extender if you have an Exceeds monster that you have used and that doesn't really do anything on the field anymore. You can just send it away for a free level 4 body like the Saji here. And now, I mean, Matthew at the moment looks good. You can start comboing off, but can you beat the LUNALIGHT Liger Dancer with this? I mean, you just need to overpower 3,800 attack points, basically.
Yeah, tell me how, though. I'm still in the process. I'm sitting here, sweating, trying to figure out how this deck deals with the Liger Dancer, and I just can't find an answer.
To the deck list.
Yes, I mean, for sure, but there is no real level or rank 4 monster that I can find.
Desiree with
there
Agnum
is
Day.
Desiree and Agnum Day, but that is not an option here in this turn, so I just don't really think there's any way to get this done this turn. And therefore, hear me out, one thing I can see, maybe we don't use the Aspirated Knight on an opponent's card, but rather just use the Aspirated Knight on itself and the Dugaris, just trying to protect our own monsters, because we just bank on the fact that we're going to get another turn. Oh, and maybe Matthew picks up on that and just goes Battle Phase here? Indeed! That's very smart by Matthew. That is very, very smart. And look at how he's like showing his entire hand there. A total of 7 cards, but or is it 6? Yeah, it's 6 cards, but none of them can really do anything about the Liger Dancer.
That was the first maybe bait attempt at the Liger Dancer effect.
Yeah.
Even though apparently the only out, which would be Agnum Day Desiree, is not accessible in this turn anymore. But what he can do, of course, is just try to build up as impressive of a field as he can for next turn. You know, have some follow-up there, and then maybe get some other ways to access Agnum Day.
Okay, Mitsurugi Ritual. We have summoned from the hand already, so it's time to summon from the deck now, tributing the Habakiri. So it is time for Ame no Murakumo.
No Mitsurugi.
Indeed. And using the effect of it, of course, as well, and even chain blocking it with the Habakiri, which are also, like, that's so many cards. The card advantage just rapidly starts to get out of control here. Even Matthew is so much ahead in terms of cards. If you still can't deal with the Liger Dancer, what does it help you even in the end?
I mean, it helps you to set up for multiple turns of playing. That could force your opponent to activate maybe a bad Liger Dancer, and then you're going into the Fiendsmith engine that you maybe haven't even seen so far.
True.
So maybe doesn't know that there is an out there. And I mean, with the cards that Sebastian has in hand or in the graveyard, do you think you can break the full Mitsurugi RYZEAL Fiendsmith combo field?
Tough task, honestly, for any kind of deck.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, minus the Fiendsmith engine for this one.
Yeah, true. Now the Mitsurugi prayers. What is it even going to summon out here?
I mean, you still can destroy the field once in turn.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, true. You can just
Multiple
destroy it
Raigages.
On your own turn.
That
That
might
probably
work.
works. That
You know
is,
what, Mike? Smart.
that is certainly something that can help. And I mean, usually the Habakiri helps you to overcome big monsters with its
Yeah.
effect to just lower all of the opponent's monsters by 800. But Liger Dancer, still unaffected by a bonus card effect, so also unaffected by that. And now Matthew helping Sebastian out a little bit by lowering his own life points with resolving that Mitsurugi prayers there. So even less to overcome for Sebastian in the process. And it feels a little bit like Pearly, right? That's what a Pearly player just always used to do. Just sit on ex-Pearly Noir for multiple turns saying, bro, you can't do anything about it. So I'm just going to chill here and then with time just work with that E-Pearly or ex-Pearly Noir. And that is probably the plan that Sebastian has here as well. And he looks calm and collected while doing so because he sees no need to rush his Liger Dancer effect here.
From what I've heard, I think that Pearly is even in our backup feature match, so we might have two similar games going on right now.
I think we are a little biased with Pearly, to be honest.
I love Pearly.
Everybody knows. Okay, now, Jordan, that seems like an appropriate moment maybe to use the Liger Dancer now again. It could also be a very good bait, though, on the other hand.
Yeah, everything seems like an appropriate moment to activate the Liger Dancer, to be honest. I think patience is a virtue, you know, patience is the key here. You just don't activate it at all and then maybe end phase you go, hey.
Probably, right? Okay. Put another material onto it.
Fine.
That is absolutely no problem. Sebastian says, all right, keep on going, keep on going. As long as you do not have an answer to my Liger Dancer, I'll keep on sitting here. It doesn't seem like that much dancing anymore at the moment. He's rather standing still right now, or at least dancing a very slow dance at the moment.
Yeah, but, or is such a fast dance that it looks like it's standing still.
He's dancing at lightning speed, really.
Yeah, that's why it's Liger.
Aha! You're so right.
Lightning speeder, Liger.
Okay, searches for Node RYZEAL. And I think you kind of stated that out as well. Matthew should probably just try to focus on preserving as many resources as possible for the next turn, where then he may have access to the Fiendsmith engine again. And just try to not put too many monsters onto the field here right now, because most of those monsters, let's face it, are just not going to survive for too long.
No, they're not going to survive the end phase.
Exactly, yeah.
It's just going to be Liger dancing all over them. And I think that Sebastian might actually be able to close this out in the next turn.
I really love the mini mind games between Seb and Matthew right now. Seb is just staying still, being prepared to activate the right time, the dancer effect, while Matthew is trying so hard to find the right spot in order to bait the effect.
I like this. I like this.
I don't think that Sebastian has any thought going on right now. I think he's just waiting there until his opponent has end phase so he can just go Liger Dancer effect.
And no,
he doesn't even do that.
He doesn't even do it, indeed.
Wow.
It is Sebastian's turn. And wow, that's so many. Is that 7? No, it's 6 cards in hand still from Matthew. 2 set cards. But I think Matthew did really well. He didn't commit too many more monsters onto the field. Just kept it rather simple. And Sebastian, he's going to keep it simple now as well. Just go into the battle phase. He is, right?
You have 2 attacks
He is
during
just
each
going
turn.
to the battle phase. Attacks the Habakiri.
Is there a chance that there are very few LUNALIGHT monsters on the extra deck of Seb right now?
Yeah, that's also what I thought right now. Because you have to send a LUNALIGHT monster from the extra deck to the graveyard, and maybe you need to preserve some of them for actually important field wipes. But I mean, if you're wiping the field, okay, there is prayers again, and that's a sizable defense.
And I mean, of course, he didn't just forget that he has a Raigeki on legs right now.
I don't think so either. Sebastian is a very high caliber player, so he certainly was aware.
You know, LUNALIGHT Liger Dancer attacks twice with 3,800. Matthew is at 4,400. You don't need to commit anything else. You go end phase board wipe, and then you try to attack, and when they summon Murakumo, you go board wipe again.
He's now 5,400.
Oh, true, but I mean, he just paid for prayers in the beginning, so 7,200 is also fine for you. You deal 7-6 damage.
That's true, and I mean, that was a massive pickup for turn there for Sebastian. That is the card he just drew. LUNALIGHT Masquerade, one of the new cards as well from Duelist Advance. And arguably, of course, the LAVALIER dancer is crazy because it is the reason why we're only still in this game still, but Masquerade's such a crazily good starter to the deck now as well. And
yeah,
it doesn't look like there's a response to it right now.
Yeah, but you can just send a card from the deck to the graveyard, and then when you fusion summon, you can add the OG polymerization, and you can use materials from the graveyard when you're fusion summoning, so this card really does it all.
It really, really does.
Especially compared with Wolf.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wolf was way more costly. It did the trick in the end. We got the LAVALIER dancer, and that is certainly sufficient, but of course...
Under draw also, which is very important.
Yeah, that's true. It's a pretty good field under draw.
Okay, the Emerald Bird once more.
Bird is sitting in the graveyard. I feel like everything from Sebastian is right now waiting. Like his monsters as well. They're all just chilling. It's like, yo, boss, when's our time to shine? When can we attack?
And I mean, also waiting in the graveyard is the Black Gold Love still, right?
Yeah.
That can help for sure as well. For example, when Matthew tries to summon back Murakumo, you just go, yeah, Black Gold Loves on Murakumo, so at least they can't destroy your entire field anymore. So, oh, look, he's considering it. This is coming down now. The prayers will happen now, that's for sure.
Are we going to tribute the Habakiri from hand as well? Does not look like we want to pay 800 life points necessarily.
And I think Sebastian also is just currently checking his extra deck, making sure how many LUNALIGHT monsters are left in there. And as far as I can see here on his deck list, there should only be the Leo Dancer left.
Oh, wow.
Because he's running double Perfume Dancer, and he went through both of these, I'm pretty sure. And then also the one Leo Dancer and the one LAVALIER Dancer.
But he went through the Leo Dancer as well.
Oh wait, then maybe there's a Perfume Dancer left. Yeah, true. In game 1 he went through double Perfume Dancer, and in the second game he went through Leo Dancer and Perfume Dancer. You're totally right. Okay, Murakumo.
I think he might have gone through double Perfume Dancer as well. Maybe there's nothing left.
Ooh. We discarded for... Yeah, we want to make sure that this resolves, so we discard the Foolish Burial from our hand so that Murakumo will not negate what we're trying to do here.
Burial, otherwise a really good starter, but you have access to everything basically, even though your entire main deck seems to be banished right now. Doesn't look like that fat of a stack of cards over there, but when we saw him go through this,
the Serenade Dance is going to be added here.
So basically you can banish this trap from your graveyard in order to special summon one LUNALIGHT from a deck and then discard a card from your hand as a card effect.
How many different engine cards is Sebastian playing? I mean, we have decks like Malice, where you can play like 14 Malice cards, and then the rest is just non-engine, and then you have LUNALIGHT, where you're playing everything as a 3-off basically, but it's 20 different cards.
Now Gold Leo effect. We just have to be wondering what the plan is now for Sebastian. Oh, another Drawn Unlock, but of course he drew so many cards. There's so many in total. There gotta be another Drawn Unlock bird. But is Sebastian now just trying to maybe go for Baguska to just keep him off another turn and then try to go from there? I can see it.
Could be true, unless if he has... I think there is another LUNALIGHT card in his extra deck.
It's even the Leo Dancer or the Perfume Dancer.
Yeah, you have another turn with the LAVALIER anyways.
Oh look, we're just passing like this. And now Matthew just takes his time reading over the LAVALIER Dancer again, probably asking himself, why is he never using that effect?
Maybe he doesn't have another LUNALIGHT card.
To be honest, if I was Matthew, I would just assume that there's another copy of LUNALIGHT Fusion Monster on the extra deck.
No.
Probably, yeah. That would seem odd though, right? Like making this big boss monster and then not having any more monsters to send. That would just, if I would be the opponent, if I would be Matthew, I wouldn't believe that. I would think probably he's holding back on it.
Now the next question is, what are you going to do? I think RYZEAL is the first usual or smart conclusion here, because the effect when normal summoned is not locking you into rank 4 season, then you can start attempting to go for a Fiendsmith line here. Basti, enlighten us. Is that like a Desiree sequence deck, or are we just running Caesar package?
We do have the Caesar in this for sure, but we also have the Desiree Agmonday sequence in there, so there's multiple ways we can go. The main way, of course, we discussed though, trying to deal with the LAVALIER Dancer would be to get out the Desiree and equip it with an Agmonday, and then hopefully somehow get over the Liger Dancer.
So I think the way you want to go here on the side of Matthew is to just start Fiendsmith comboing here. You have your Murakumo for any possible interaction that is not Liger Dancer. And then, I mean, at some point your opponent is going to have to...
I mean, the problem with that, though, is... how about Dual Drive, though? Dual Drive is boosting your monsters for all the Exceed materials on the field, or is it only on itself? Because that could be something. You're not modifying the attack points of the Liger Dancer, but you are certainly modifying your very own attack points. So if you just get out multiple rank 4s, Dugaris is a great way as well, actually, because that can double one of our monsters. So this is certainly eventually going to force out the Liger Dancer, because now we do have a monster big enough to attack over Liger Dancer in theory. That was such an obvious answer as well. How did I not figure out the Dugaris? That was there the entire time, of course. Even last turn we could have done that.
Very good point. Last turn we didn't. It's very interesting. But yeah, we're going into the battle phase. We're trying to attack all this, and there is Liger Dancer effect. We're going to blow up the whole field, and now still Matthew is in a decent spot. Of course, everything gets destroyed here, but he hasn't really committed anything so far.
Yep, and also...
I mean, he also doesn't really have anything in hand.
And we did really waste our battle phase too. Like, the Desiree only would be an answer to it in the battle phase, so it's not that easy. It's still not looking amazing for Matthew. We have at least forced out that one effect from the Liger Dancer, but how do we follow it up? Looking into his hand, there really isn't that much beauty anymore besides VI's RYZEAL. There is no RYZEAL though.
The thing is, now you can't set up your Fiendsmith engine anymore because you special summoned the Node RYZEAL.
True.
And therefore, it's gonna be hard to build up your resources again. I would have loved to see a Desiree Agnum Day attempt for this one. Then you can also take care of some cards that Sebastian has on the field there with the Desiree effect. You can just send it away, like the LUNALIGHT Masquerade.
Just go Detonator
Ah,
here,
that one
though.
protects itself, which is nice.
Fair.
Has to protect itself twice, actually.
And we're just passing it over exactly like that. Not even using the effect of Detonator to get another material onto it, which is truly surprising.
That is wild.
But Sebastian will maybe be happy about it. I mean, how much defense does Detonator even have? If we get like
5. It's Blue Eyes White Dragon, basically.
Okay, so if we get another decently sized monster onto the field, this... Oh, it is over! Sebastian is sitting on Liger Dancer, actually ends up taking the second game here with the LUNALIGHT strategy.
All right, game 3. Does Sebastian have something like a Droll and Lockbird, or does he not? Does Matthew even have something to really play with? Purulia is being activated in the draw phase. Seems like no response from Matthew, and this is massive for him.
That can definitely sometimes even be better than Droll and Lockbird, really.
Oh, that's a hand on Sebastian as well. I want to say there is a lot coming Matthew's way, but now the big question is, does Matthew even decide to play here? He has something to start with, but starting just with RYZEALs versus Purulia, it just
I think we passed Orange Sebastian with a big smile. 0 cards on the field of Matthew, and the ability to summon big monsters like Liger Dancer, of course, trying to make this quick, but this looks all blue, right?
Yeah, but there are some blue starters in the deck, like Foolish Burial or Foolish Burial better goods. But now you can just start with sending the Silver Wolf Hound to the graveyard.
It is Silver Hound indeed.
Then special summon out the Gold Leo, and then you are locked into LUNALIGHTs from the extra deck, as long as the Gold Leo is on the field, as we have just learned in the last game.
And feels like Matthew may have an answer to this. Nope. Gold Leo. The smaller brother of Leonard Koenig is on the field now.
Walk on. It's incredibly strong.
The effect.
But against the LUNALIGHT deck, these lower impact hand traps, they are really, really strong. If you just negate that Gold Leo, that's fine.
But so Sebastian right now was thinking if he wanted to activate Book of Eclipse chain to impermanence in order to protect his monster. But I think that it's a better call to just wait to extend in order to see if Matthew has another impermanence.
Because he has the other Holy Foolish spell in there as well. He does have not only Foolish Burial, but he's doing it even better by also having the Foolish Burial goods. So we shall see whether he's following it up with that.
Also, if you Book of Eclipse your own Gold Leo, is it still just a one-card combo? Because you are basically missing that body from the Gold Leo then.
It definitely is something
to consider.
Worth considering. I think, by the way, Leo, I think Sebastian is playing, this is a whole homage to us, because he's playing the Leo cards, and he's of course named as I am, so that is...
And I mean, we know each other so well, we can just basically finish each other's...
sentences.
There we go. All right.
Foolish Brewing Goods, there it is.
Oh, Matthew's immediately picking up the cards and then just like, oh, maybe you want to respond to this, but apparently no.
If you do have Ash Blossom, I feel like you want to do it.
You can wait for the Perfume, to be honest.
Perfume now.
I think I would have ashed the Hound.
Yeah.
LUNALIGHT Perfume effect. Matthew, no response. Discards the Lightning Storm as he doesn't need it, clearly.
And he can't activate it anymore as well, so that's a wasted card in hand. Good to replace it with another LUNALIGHT card. But what are we going to see here? Because there is more interactions in Matthew's hand. And if Matthew is actually able to stop this turn from Sebastian, that could be huge for him, because he just deliberately decided not to play into the Purulia, saying, hey, I have quite some interactions in the hand. I can just pass this without giving you 20 draws here.
What up? It's Kaleido Chick that is now normal summoned here.
Don't impermanence that.
Please no, please
that
no.
Is a
he's
chance.
sending for cost. I mean, to be fair, the name copying last time felt like it was doing something, but clearly we just want the black sheep in the graveyard here.
And now Gold Leo is activating, but Gold Leo is negated by infinite impermanence.
Sebastian's still trying to bait something out here possibly. It's always worth
you
trying,
can activate
right?
the
Why
cards,
not?
But I mean, if your opponent tries to activate impermanence, that's a no-no. Oh, you can activate the Kaleido Chick afterwards. Oh, that would be a mess.
For sure. So Sebastian keeps on explaining now that we have the name change in place of the Kaleido Chick, as it did fully resolve. And that is now 2 level 4 monsters. Of course,
Steven now.
Ooh, hold on, Leo. There is another infinite impermanence.
Wait a second.
On the Kaleido Chick.
Oh, and Matthew was staring at Sebastian, and now he is going to Book of Eclipse this, which is...
Okay, so we get the Black Sheep back into the hand.
Of course, if we have Black Sheep back in the hand, that is super fine with him, because you can polymerization away face down monsters.
Black Sheep now activated. Oh, is there a response to that? That could be hard. Well, I think Matthew has finally, by the way, drawn the first Fiendsmith card out of his deck. I think he opened Fiendsmith in Paradise, but one you obviously want.
Fiendsmith, or rather Paradise.
Polymerization. I also love that I think this is one of the original prints of polymerization there, using it with both set monsters. That is a thing you learned very early on in the game, that fusion summons can be performed with set monsters, contrary to, for example, Link summons.
Yeah.
So we can just use them here.
And
for the Perfume Dancer.
Perfume Dancer is able to activate its effect to search for a LUNALIGHT Perfume from deck to hand.
This is the first game where Sebastian on his first turn is not influenced by Troll and Darkbird, actually. He can finally do what he wants to do. And that is searching with the Perfume Dancer. And the Perfume, rightfully so, searches for another Perfume.
Another thing to consider is that Perfume is not once per turn.
And there we have it. Using the on-field effect to bring back Kaleido Chick. And the clock is ticking down as well, looking good for Sebastian. He may not be ahead in life points just yet, but he's working on that project. Going for the graveyard here once more. Oh, it is continuing to be intense here.
What to discard, probably.
Oh, the polymerization, maybe?
So he's thinking about a potential Beastal, I believe that's why he's considered to keep the droplet.
I'm just trying to puzzle out what happened with the second impermanence versus Book of Eclipse, because which effect would you want to negate there? Gold Leo was activated to target the card to add back to the graveyard, and then the Black Sheep was added later on, but the Gold Leo was negated, right?
Yeah.
So I think that might have been something. I mean, just sending the judges a message right now and asking, because I don't want to interrupt the match for something that I have made up in my head.
But there is Nibiru, the Primal Being. And that actually can be a problem. We could have just went into the battle phase way earlier, trying to make sure that we're ahead on life points, because that clock is ticking down. It's approaching 1 minute here, and therefore we need to now hurry up if we want to make any kind of damage. Nibiru, Token, and Monster in defense position. Sebastian looking in his graveyard. There should be more options though, because there is Silverhound still.
But dealing damage, this is something that I didn't even consider at the beginning of this turn, that this could be a time thing. And oh, LUNALIGHT Wolf is here.
Oh, okay, 30 seconds though. We need to be hurrying up here.
Fun fact, Wolf and Tiger are the only light LUNALIGHT monsters. It was a question in the quiz before.
Oh,
nice.
Did you know it there?
No, I lost.
But now you know. Okay. Sebastian, the clock is ticking. This is going to be awfully close. He is bringing out another Perfume Dancer, but still he doesn't even seem like he's stressed about it at all. 10 seconds, 5 seconds even now. Is there a way for us to do burn damage? I don't think so. Battle phase, attacks with the Perfume Dancer.
Only Nibiru is, and this now we're considering if this is a draw, and that is what it looks like. Time out, and this is a draw. No player was able to